everybody. This is Linda G. Robert, your coach and your facilitator for today's 10 and 10 laughter yoga and mindfulness. I want to welcome you to this practice. It's a 10 and 10 simply to introduce you to the benefits of laughter yoga and the benefits of mindfulness as well. A little bit about who I am. I am a coach. I'm a certified laughter yoga instructor. I've been certified for approximately, I think it's been 4 years now. And I'm also a mindfulness meditation teacher. I've been practicing mindfulness for close to 2 years now. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what that practice includes in a few minutes as well. If you want more information on my services, please simply go to my website at www.lindagrobert.com. So let's first start with what laughter yoga is. Laughter yoga combines yoga breathing with some activities, and the activities are activities that elicit laughter. Now you're going to wonder what's this all about, and I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes. Now there are benefits of laughter yoga, and so I do hope that you'll be participating with me. First, a little bit about who developed laughter yoga. It was developed in '95 by Dr. Madan Kataria, and actually, if we go back to the previous slide right here, this is Madan Kataria right there. And he formulated the practice on the idea that our bodies, our minds, can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. And because both kinds of laughs produce the same beneficial results, it really doesn't matter if a person has to fake a few laughs. Now, it does have some benefits, such as improve circulation, stimulates the immune system, it exercises your muscles, it reduces stress hormones, and alleviates depression and some anxiety. It's an easy way to incorporate laughter into your daily life. I remember when I first started, I would be in front of the mirror and simply laugh for a minute. Then I slowly increased it to 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, for example. And of course, it doesn't require any skill or any athletic ability, so that's a bonus as well. A typical session usually is about an hour. It involves some stretching, it involves some deep breathing, and it involves the laughter exercises. Now today, in a few minutes, we're going to be practicing 10 minutes, so you can understand that this is simply an introduction to laughter yoga. Now, I also want to tell you a little bit more about mindfulness, what it is, and what are the important components. So first, let's start with what it's not. It is not used to relax. Now, you will notice that when you practice mindfulness, and there are different types of mindfulness, but you will feel relaxed. But that's not the purpose of it. It's also not a religion. It isn't a way to change our thoughts. It's neither difficult nor easy. And would I say that it improves with practice? Yes and no. It really does depend. You'll see what the definition is in a few minutes. It's a way to not be concerned with the future anymore. No, it's not that either. And mindfulness is not impossible to investigate scientifically. So that's what mindfulness is not. Here's a definition of what mindfulness is. Keeping one's complete attention to the experience on a moment-to-moment basis in an open and non-judgmental way. So this suggests that it's not just through meditation. You can actually practice mindfulness while you're walking. You can practice mindfulness while you're eating. You can practice mindfulness when you're doing some movements. So if you look at the definition, keeping one's complete attention to the experience on a moment-to-moment basis in an open and non-judgmental way, it gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing later on in this practice as well. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the components. I'm going to be describing each of these components in a few minutes because mindfulness isn't just being in the moment. It incorporates these various components. So the first component I'd like to talk about is attention, right? You generally focus your attention when you're practicing mindfulness on something. You may pay attention to what is occurring in this particular moment. For example, you might put your attention on breathing, which is what we're going to be practicing later on. You might put your attention on thoughts or on physical sensations or on your emotions. So it provides you a sense of anchor. The word that we use generally is anchor, providing attention to what is currently happening in this moment. Another component is open awareness, awareness of judgment. Now, when we go on a day-to-day basis and we're not really aware of what's going on, oftentimes we have these judgments just come in and out of our thoughts. Now we may think, oh, this is so bad or this is so good. Now with mindfulness, we want to simply be aware that we might be judging, for example, that we might be labeling something as good or bad. We want to be aware of whatever is happening in the moment. So you want to have an open awareness without putting any emphasis on labels. You want to let go of labels. You want to let go of judgments. You simply want to be aware. Another component is acceptance. Simply want to accept the current situation, this current experience, as what it is. And you will notice that as you continue to practice mindfulness, that each and every time you practice, it is different. Now, sometimes it could be similar, but you might notice certain thoughts one day, one practice, and those thoughts may not be there the next practice. So it's simply accepting what is happening right this very moment. There's no need to change accepting what's happening. There's no need to struggle or to fight. It's simply to accept the current experience as what it is. The next component is no identification. Now, you want to remind yourself that you are not your thought. You are not your emotion. Example, with this sentence here, I experience sadness versus I am sad. You see, there's a difference between I am sad and I'm experiencing this emotion, this sadness. Not everything you think is true. Now, we go through a lot of thoughts on a day-to-day basis. Thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts. Some of them are conscious, some of them aren't. So thank goodness we are not always thinking that this particular thought is true. We'd probably be going crazy if every thought was true. So you want to keep in mind that with mindfulness, that allows you to practice and understanding that with mindfulness, there is no identification to thoughts, no identification to emotions. They simply are. That's it. So states, whether they're emotions or thoughts, simply are. They come and they go. Sensations come and sensations go. You don't want to identify with those emotions or thoughts or sensations. Finally, the last component of mindfulness is choice. Not letting a state take over, so not letting the thoughts take over. You have the possibility of choosing how to respond to certain situations. Over time, when you practice mindfulness, this is one thing that I've noticed with practicing over time. I notice that I'm much more now in the present moment. When I meet with my clients, for example, I notice fairly quickly what my thoughts are, how I sense where I'm sensing things in my body. And because I'm with a client, for example, I will notice it, not put any judgment on it, and be aware and just go back to paying attention to my client. It allows me, practicing mindfulness allows me to, as opposed to having an automatic behavior, having an automatic response, a reaction to a client, for example, it allows me to think and choose a different response. It gives us room between the impulse of doing something and an action. All right, so we're going to be practicing in a few minutes the first of our practices, the first 10 minutes of our practice, which will be on laughter yoga. So I'm going to put my webcam here, and then we're going to start. I'm going to start my timer as well. Hello there. Hope you can hear me okay. So what I want to do mostly is I'm going to set the timer, and I'm going to explain to you how the process of laughter yoga starts. Generally, what we do is we introduce the laughter, and we might, for example, in this case, I'm going to introduce you to the hello, the greeting laughter. So I will show you what it's like. It would be something like this. Let me just take this presentation off before we get going here. And you'll be able to see me. There you go. That's much better. So what we generally do is explain the laughter. So in this case, we're going to start with a greeting laughter, and it'll be something like this. Now, I'm going to try to pull this back. Remember, in a real session, you are walking around, and in this case, we will be greeting. So it'll be something like this. So I would show you this, just like I have, and then I would go 1, 2, and 3, and then we would start. Okay, so let's try that, okay? The first one we're going to be doing is the greeting laughter. And when we're done, you'll notice that I'm going to go ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right, so on the count of 3, I'm going to start with some greeting laughter. 1, 2, and 3. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right. Now we're going to do another laughter now. This one is going to be the cellular phone laughter. And it's something like this. So you know how people go around these days with their cellular phones. They've got their phones right here, and they're just talking away, talking away. But we're going to be incorporating laughter in this particular case. So it's going to be something like this. Oh! So it would be something like that. All right, so on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Get the phone in. Oh! Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Now, we're going to add a little bit of gibberish to it. So instead of laughing in the phone, it's going to sound something like this. All right, so let's get going with that one. 1, 2, 3. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right, let's take a nice deep breath. And breathe out tension. Let's breathe in relaxation. And breathe out tension. Let's breathe in love. And breathe out dislike. All right, let's do a few more. So I'd like to try, we're going to do this is one of my favorites. We're going to do the need to go to the bathroom laughter. And it's something like this. Oh, oh, so something like that. Okay, so you want to keep in mind, when you really have to go to the bathroom so bad, you kind of, that kind of face. So that's going to be the laughter, okay? So let's give that a shot on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Oh! Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right, let's see. I'm just going to look at my list to see which laughter yoga we could do. All right. This is another one of my favorites. This is the witch laughter, okay? And it's something like this. In those movies, Wicked Witches shows, you could see the witch just stretching her mouth like that. That's what we're going to try, all right? So on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Notice how your stomach feels tension. And on your face now is stretching as well. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Let us take some nice deep breaths now. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. One more deep breath. And let's do one more laughter. And this one is I'm pretending I'm from England laugh. And it goes something like this. Hello. So we're putting our face really tight here, okay? All right, let's try that. 1, 2, and 3. ha ha. Ho, ho, ha ha ha. All right, we've got one more laughter. And this is simply the vowel laughter. So ha ha ha, oh ho ho, ooh ooh ooh. So it sounds something like this. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, ooh 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 ooh. Something like that, okay? Let's try that. 1 and 2 and 3. Ho 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 ho. Ha 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 Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Let's take one more deep breath. And out. All right. So there's a little bit of introduction to laughter yoga. And I'd like you just to pay attention to how you feel, okay? Generally, your muscles might be a bit sore. You might feel good. Now, this was only 10 minutes. You might feel good. You might feel a little bit relaxed because you've laughed and you've released some of those feel-good hormones. So this is all really good. Now we're going to go on and we're going to practice a mindfulness technique. Now for that, I'm just going to set my timer for 10 minutes so that I can make sure that we're not running over time. For this particular one, I'm going to be using Insight Timer. It's a great app. You can also find it online as well. Let me just set up my timer. 10 minutes. I'm just going to introduce what we're going to be doing because while we're doing it, I might not be talking too much. Okay. Now, with any meditation, as opposed to laughter yoga, obviously, with any meditation, we generally want to be able to be comfortable. Okay. We can be sitting down. We could be sitting on a chair, standing up. In this particular case, we're doing a mindful breathing. We're not doing a mindful eating. We're not doing a mindful movement or a mindful walking. So I'm sitting down in this particular case. I may want to have, in this case, I'm going to have my hands on my lap. My arms aren't crossed. My legs aren't crossed. Okay, just my hands are going to be on my lap. And I'm simply going to start by doing some breathing. Well, we could start by doing some nice deep breathing, and then we will go into our breathing. So why don't we start with that? We'll start with a couple of deep breaths, and then we'll go into our breathing. And during the 10 minutes, I may here and there also say a few things. I might say, pay attention to your thoughts, bring your attention back to your breath. I might say things like that, but I also will be practicing mindfulness right now. So most of the time when I'm practicing mindfulness, I'm not talking, of course. So why don't we start that? I'm just going to start my timer. I'm going to start with some nice deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. One more deep breath. You'll notice that my eyes are closed. That's because I prefer having my eyes closed, but if you are not comfortable with your eyes closed, it's okay. You can simply have a soft gaze. Continue breathing your regular breath. Simply putting your attention on your breath. Now, you may choose to put your attention on the air as it goes in through your nostrils, or perhaps you prefer putting your attention on the sensations around your chest or around your stomach area, or perhaps when you're exhaling. It doesn't matter, simply continue breathing and choose one area you'd like to put your attention on. I'm going to choose my nostrils, but you can choose whichever area you'd like. Now, if you notice any particular thoughts, that you notice that thought, you might want to congratulate yourself because that's being mindful. And simply, no judgment, or not your thought, simply go back to your breathing. That's the practice. On your breath, whether it's your nostrils as it's going in or as it's going out, whether it's the sensations of breath in your chest or in your stomach area. Simply be aware of those sensations. Start thinking of your grocery list or things you have to do tomorrow or later tonight. Okay, simply go back to the attention on your breath. Now, if you notice as well that you want to move, make it be more of a conscious decision as opposed to an automatic reaction. I'm going to be moving now, choosing to move as opposed to it being more of an automatic reaction. There. You will have thoughts coming in and out. Simply observe your thoughts. You may have sensations in your body, have some itchiness or some tingling. Simply be aware. Listen. Back to your breathing. Back to paying attention to your breathing. Notice how your breath sometimes is longer than the last breath. Or you may have a longer breath this time, different than the next breath. I'd like us to now change our focus of attention to our entire body. I'm going to ask you your attention on different parts of your body. Call this a body scan. So now I'd like you to put your attention to your feet, both feet, the right and the left foot. Notice any sensations you might have on your feet. Feel the shoes, socks. Perhaps you feel some moisture or some dryness. Notice. I'd like you now to put your attention towards your legs, both legs, the right and the left leg. What do you notice about your legs? Are they cramped? Are you feeling the sensation of your hands around them? Do you feel dry? Pay attention to what you're noticing. Are they itchy? Focus on your legs, both of them, the right and the left leg. I'd like you now to put attention to your torso area, chest and your stomach area. Notice your breathing. Attention to any sensations that you feel around your chest or stomach area. Observing. Your attention now on your back. All of your back. What are you noticing? Any tension there? Any aches or pain? Perhaps there isn't. Perhaps you don't notice anything, and that's okay. You're simply trying to be mindful of what is happening in this moment. Please put your attention on your arms, both arms, right and left arm. What are you noticing in your arms? Finally, let's put our attention on our head, our face, our head, and our neck area. Any tension around your eyes? Have a headache? Neck? And any sensations around your neck? In a moment, I'm going to invite you to let your eyes closed to open up your eyes. First, pay attention to the sounds in the room. Sounds either outside of the room or inside of the room. Now gently open up your eyes. A little bit over 10 minutes of mindfulness. I practice with you mindful breathing at the beginning, and then we went into a body scan. The purpose of the body scan is to simply notice what is happening in your body at this particular moment. Well, there you go. We've had 10 minutes of laughter yoga, and we've had a little bit over 10 minutes of mindfulness practice. I want to thank you for joining me. I certainly appreciate it. And if you do want more information on my services, please feel free to go to my website at www.lindagrobert.com. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.